The next question does come from Bunny Nello. Thank you, Bunny Nello, for this question. It is a very interesting question, but before I carry on, I want to just tell you guys the difference between paper 1 and paper 2, because mostly learners will be very interested in knowing the difference. The topics are exactly the same in maths literacy. The only difference between paper 1 and paper 2 is that paper 1 has different levels. Paper 1 has level 1 and level 2. Majority of the paper is level 1 and level 2. And then paper 2, majority is level 3 and level 4. So it's just more higher order questions. So you want to take as many marks as you can from paper 1, because you never know what's going to happen in paper 2. This question from Bunny is a statement, okay? It's a tariff statement. A lot of learners, when they hear the word tariffs, they're like, I give up, I'm walking out on tariffs. But I want to show you a really nice way of doing tariffs in this particular regard. A tariff simply tells us that we do not pay the same amount of money for the same thing that we are using. So if I'm using 5 liters of water, example, maybe the first 2 liters I'm going to pay less than what I would pay for the next 3 liters. But it's all 5 liters and it's all within the same bracket, so as to say. So in this particular one, Bunny has sent us a municipal statement. Let's look at it. Tariffs. Okay. It says here, municipal account statement. And then we've got who it's addressed to. And then we've got the date on the side here of the statement. We've got the account number. We've got the stand size as well. The valuation date, the portion, and the municipal valuation market value. So the municipal will tell you how much your house is worth at that particular time. So now we can see that in this particular statement, what it has is that it's got water and sewer, and then it's got property rates over there, and then it's got refuse rates. So this is what we are being charged for basically in this particular statement. So let's look at what I was talking about in terms of tariffs over there. In this particular one, look at that. It says for us, it says to us that this person used 12 kiloliters of water in that particular month. I'm going to just remove that because it doesn't show. Yes, but you saw what I was talking about. 12 kiloliters of water. For the first 4.534 kiloliters, they paid nothing. It was free. The second 3.022 kiloliters, it was 7 rand and 140. So you'll see that what they'll do with the money, they'll round it off to 3 decimal places sometimes. It says that the monthly sewer charge based on stand size. So this is the stand size that we are talking about in terms of what we're going to be working with in terms of our calculations. And then we've got our VAT, guys. VAT is always being charged, as you can see over there. But here, the VAT is 0. The first question that we are asked in terms of this, I'm not going to... Okay, let's just do this. 2.2.1. I'm going to read the questions from what I have over here so that we don't page too much in terms of that. So annexure A is what I've just shown you guys, who it's being addressed to and what it looks like and so forth and so forth. So 2.2.1, write down the valuation date, month and year of Mr. Fortune's property. We need to look for all these things in this particular statement. So the valuation date for this particular property, it says to us there that it's 2013 and it is going to be July the 1st. Okay? I'm not going to write it down because I've circled it there. That's what you would go and write down. And then the second question says to us, number the municipality services, name, not number. Name the municipality services that Mr. Fortune is charged for. And already I had told you guys with the municipal services, okay? But I'm going to go and we're going to name them and we're going to write them down. Let's go and write them down. So we said here, the first thing that we are working with is going to be 2013 and it's going to be July the 1st. I wrote it the other way around, didn't I? So 2.2.2 says to us that we need to write down the municipal services. Municipal services, guys, these are the municipal services that we're talking about. Remember, I said to you it's water and sewer, it's property rates, and then it's refuse over there. So I'm going to just write those down. That's actually how it's written, okay? Don't look at my spelling. And then it's property rates. I mean, my pronunciation. The spelling is correct. And refuse removal. Okay? So those are the services that this person is being charged for. Those are the services that this person is being charged for. 2.2.3. 2.2.3 is then asking us the following. It says, determine the end date of the reading period of this statement. First things first, we need to go look for the clues. The clue in this particular statement is saying to us that this statement, look at this over here, look at this. It says that this statement reading is for 23 days, and then it says to us that it started in 2016, November 27th. So we have to count what the end date is going to be in terms of 23 days. So let's look at the start date there. So start date is going to be 2016 November the 27th. So we have to count 23 days. So I would take these 3 days and put it towards the end of November. That's what I would do and just finish November off. And then I'd go into December, meaning that I would have 20 days left in December. So I would say end date. I hope that makes sense, guys. Is 20 December. But I wouldn't expect learners to get that wrong. And it's still in 2016. We would all use different methods to answer this particular one. So the end date, if we are using 23 days, would then be that exactly. Okay, so let's look at the next question. The next question is 2.2.4. Show how the daily average water, anytime you are also asked for average again, you could be dividing again. Show how the daily average water consumption of 0.522 was calculated. Let's go look at that 0.522. So looking at this, here's my 0.522. Okay, and we are told this is a daily average rate. We know that in total, 12 kiloliters of water were used for 23 days. And if 12 kiloliters are used for 23 days, that is how it would bring us to this. So I would say 12 kiloliters divided by 23. I hope that works out for me. 2.2.4, 12 kiloliters divided by 23 days because we want the daily, right? So it only makes sense that I would divide it by the number of days. 12 divided by 23 days. I hope that works out. Oh, there we go. It's 0.5217, but because it's rounded off to 2 decimal places, we take this and it would basically help me out in terms of rounding it off. So it would be 0.522 kiloliters of water per day because I want to have it per day. Okay, so 2.2 0.5. Let's look at 2.2.5. It says to us, name and explain which service on the statement is a variable expense. You need to know the difference between variable expenses and fixed expenses. Variable is something that doesn't, it changes. It doesn't remain on the same thing. So if, for instance, this month I buy 200 Rand groceries, next month I buy 300 Rand groceries, that other month I buy 250 Rand groceries, it's variable. It goes up and down, it changes, okay? So something else that we need to know is fixed. Something that's fixed is gonna cost the same every single month. If I'm paying 500 Rand on insurance, every single month I'm gonna pay that 500 Rand on insurance. Please know the difference between variable and fixed. It's not something that is uncommon, as to put it, if uncommon is a word in the dictionary. In this particular case, we've got refuse removal. Refuse removal is the same every month. We've got property rates. Property rates is the same every month. So the one that's left is the water tariff. The water consumption is going to be variable because this month we don't use the same water as next month and the same water as the following month. It differs according to whatever the situation is. So I'm going to write water consumption. Okay, so that is the variable. Don't get that confused. The next question says we need to calculate the value of A. Let's look at the value of A. This is A over here, guys. And if that's A over there, let's go look at what's next to it. This is what's next to it. I'm just going to remove all this other stuff. So this is the value of A. That's the row for A. All we need to do here to calculate that value of A is put those values into our calculator. Let's go put them into our calculator. So it's going to be, I'm putting them as they are. This is why you cannot walk into a maths literacy exam without a calculator. 690,000, 123, times 0,6916 divided by 12. That's as it is. 397.67. That's the value. And because we are talking money, it will be in rands. The next question asks us to calculate the value of B. This is B over here. So what do we want to know? We want to know that when you take that money and you now subtract this value and you add tax, it needs to give you B. We can see tax is 0. So we're going to take that money and we are going to subtract because it says less rates. And if something is less on something, you're going to subtract. And it says here less rates on first 200,000 of market value. So it means that they are subtracting that money. So we're going to subtract that money. It makes it less on that money. So it's 115 and 27. It's going to be 397.67 minus 115.27. Let's go put that in our calculator. So, I should have actually left it like that, but it's fine. 397.67 minus 115.27. 282.40. Nice one. Now we've got the value of A, we've got the value of B. Bunny, this is such an incredible question. Such an incredible question in terms of how we're calculating when we are given statements. You could be given a statement in your exam, both paper 1 and paper 2, so you need to know how to calculate using a statement. Calculate the monthly sewer rate excluding 14% per square meter of this property. So we don't want to include the VAT, okay? And we want it per square meter. We have been given the money for all the square meters in total. We want it per square meter. Let's go see what the money is in total. So let's go look at what the money is in total. So there, we've got this for 463. It's 298.36. Per means 1. Per means you divide. So I'm going to divide this money with the square meters over there. Per square meter. It means that square meter is going to be at the bottom. So it's 2.2.7. And the money that we are talking about here is going to be 298.36 for 463 meters square, right? But we wanted per square meter. Therefore, it's going to be 298.36 divided by 463 because we wanted per square meter. Anytime you hear per, sometimes they'll say, how much is this per liter, per, whenever you hear that, bring out your calculator and start dividing. 298, always use the correct values, divided by 463. That's going to give you 0.6444. Okay, so we know it's going to be 64 cents per square meter. So we were charged 64 cents per square meter. That is 2.2.7, 2.2.8. 2.2.8 says to us that we need to write down the unpaid amount for December 2016. So we need to look at our statement and we need to look at the amount that has not been paid for December 2016, the unpaid amount. So okay, let's look at it. Let's look at the unpaid amount for December 2016. So this is the statement that we have over here, okay? And then it says here, previous account outstanding balance. So what you need to understand by that is that that money over there is from the previous one, okay? So for December, what is unpaid in December is going to be the total. So it means you need to add these two together. No. I'm not doing it properly. It means that you need to add these two together, which is going to give you this, and it's going to give you the unpaid. My arrow keeps going to the wrong place, but I'm basically trying to point it here. That is the unpaid amount that they're talking about for December because that money has not been paid yet, okay? That money needs to be paid, goes through, and it is paid. Mr. Fortune paid 1,800 Rand on the 15th of January 2017. That is the following month, okay, on top of the amount here. Name the type of rounding he used to obtain this amount. So what I'm going to do is look at the two different types of money that we are given here. So this man went and paid 1,800 Rand. But this person owed 1,799.48. This is how much they owed. But now we want to know what type of rounding off did he use. He rounded off to the nearest 100 Rand. That's what he did. He rounded off to the nearest 100 Rand. Because if this person had rounded off to the nearest Rand, it would have been 1,799 because this 4 wouldn't have had an impact over here. But what we can see is that this person rounded off to the nearest 100 Rand, changing the 7 into an 8. Therefore, he rounded off to the nearest 100 Rand. Okay, that's what that person did. That is the last question in terms of that. Thank you, Bunny, for that question. Important question indeed. You can be given a statement, know how to interpret any type of statement. Bank statement, pay slip, those type of statements, know how to interpret. Till slip, know how to do that.